A girl recently called me ugly to my face because she couldn't get my boyfriend, essentially. And I would like to share this story because, wow. So me and my boyfriend and two of his best friends, we all went to the club together. The night was literally great, like no qualms at all. We were having a good time. All of a sudden, my boyfriend whispers to me like, that guy in the yellow shirt and that girl like keeps staring us down. And I'm like, oh, it's literally fine. Like ignore them. Like they're probably not even looking at us. Wrong. They come up to us and two of our other friends are also standing right in front of us. And they're like asking me, can I have a Snapchat? And the girl is basically asking for the guy in the yellow shirt. And I go, sorry, no, that's my boyfriend. So they already knew he's my boyfriend because they were asking me. Like, they were not asking him. And then the guy in the yellow shirt goes, well, can I still have a Snapchat? And I literally was like, oh, well, that's kind of disgusting to ask. Because he asked it in such an obnoxious way, like, I'm still gonna get it. Like, that was his, like, vibe. But I said it in a really, like, soft voice. Like, I was like, oh, that's kind of disgusting to ask. Like, the girl goes, what do you mean that's disgusting to ask? Like, we literally asked you nicely. And I was like, well, no, I told you he's my boyfriend, and you said, can I still have his Snapchat? And she goes, well, you're ugly anyways. All of us were in disbelief because this was not the energy of the combo. Like, it was not aggressive. I was not coming off aggressive at all. And my boyfriend, he don't play about his girl. He don't play. Before I can even react to anything, my boyfriend's like, who the do you think you're talking to? Like, I could literally rip off your face with a magnet. Which is honestly, like, a really nice roast in comparison to calling someone ugly to their face. I actually think that was a really good roast because, like, he didn't call her ugly or whatever, but she was not happy about this. She started screaming at me like, is that how you're gonna talk to a girl? Is that how you're gonna talk to a girl? Hello? What about this girl? What about how you talk to this girl? Because I think it was a bit unnecessary. Anyway, she's just screaming buffoonery into the void because we had already, like, stormed away at that point. Like, my boyfriend grabbed my hand and, like, both of his friends, and we all, like, skirt. And then the rest of the night was telling because anytime we would see them, they would be like fawning over random men in the bar. So you do you. Like, I have no issue with someone being like, oh, can I have a Snapchat? And being like, oh no, like, you know what I mean? Like, it takes guts to ask something like that. And I'm not gonna hate on someone for that. But her response, that was insane.
Imagine going to a high school where not only do you have that really weird circle of friends that like all get with one another and like stay within each other, but then there's also teachers that are somewhat associated with that circle, and they're also rude to other students that are not in that circle. Because my old high school had that. There was this gym teacher, and I will literally never forget, 10th grade was the worst year of my life. I was dealing with a lot of these mean girls because I thought that they were weird. I really didn't like how they would only hang out with one another. They would only like hook up with the same guys in their group. It was the strangest thing. I'm pretty sure their parents did that when they went to that high school. So like they were all somewhat related and just like rotated within the same circle. Anytime that I would explain that this happened in my high school to people that didn't go there, they thought it was the strangest thing. So when I was in 10th grade, I had a gym teacher whose daughter was part of one of these friend groups. We were playing football, and obviously I am not a football girl. I have never ever liked sports. They're just not for me. I was never a sports girl, and I was thrown into the gym class where I had all the lacrosse players, all the football players. We were playing football, and I'm put onto the guys' team where all of them are football players. So they're all playing, and the gym teacher notices that I suck at it, and they are struggling to even complete passes because I'm there and I literally suck at it. Instead of being a good role model and a good coach, she decides to stop the entire gym class and collect us all into like a circle. So I'm like, oh, it's another team meeting, whatever. So she stops the gym class and I can see her like eyeballing me, and I'm like, oh boy, what's this team meeting about? This grown woman calls me out and says, all right, stand over here. And then she grabs one of the other guys who's like really good at football, and she grabs him and she has us throw the ball back and forth to each other 3 times. And then after we do that, she goes, okay, can we keep doing that instead of dropping it and messing up the team? Little 15, 16-year-old me is absolutely mortified. All the girls in the class are laughing because the gym teacher just stopped the entire class just to single me out and point out to everyone that I can't catch a football. Like, no, I can't catch a football. This is just not for me. And then this little stunt that this teacher pulled spiraled into so much bullying, and every time I went to gym class, I would have literal panic attacks. I'm turning red just thinking about how out of line this teacher was to do this. I think a responsible and mature coach and a good adult that is in that kind of position would notice, okay, listen, this girl's really not doing great in this sport. Let me pull her out, or maybe put her into the other gym class where I think they were like rock climbing or like rollerblading. They were doing something that was way more up my alley. To this day, this was at this point almost like 10 years ago, it still angers me how this teacher handled this, because how are you as a grown adult a mean girl? And then literally after this gym class, this teacher like hated me. She would just like give me like these nasty looks. She would hype up the boys that were like doing super good at the sports. With me, she was just like rolling her eyes and like barely passing me. Dealing with high school mean girls is one thing, but then having the teachers do the same thing is embarrassing. I could literally make hours and hours and hours of videos of how horrible my high school was. Like, is this just my hometown?
Put a finger down if you ever had a crush on one of your coworkers and for 6 months of flirting and rizzing up, he didn't pay you any attention. And instead of turning you off like it would any other girl, you're like, this is the first guy that did not give any tips about me. I wonder what's wrong with him. So you continue being extra nice to him and hopefully that he'll, notice that. Whatever, 6 months go by, you end up getting invited to a dinner with one of your work besties and he's gonna be there. And you're like, oh, perfect. And so you guys end up going to dinner. You get super personal. He ends up finding out that, oh, you're not too bad. I do like you. Like, you got my attention now. Well, let me give you a shot. Let's go to a movie. So you go and you go see Nosferatu. Is it the best movie to see on a first date? Probably not. If you've seen it, you know. So everything seems really good. You guys hang out and talk until around 3 a.m. and he drops you off, gives you a hug. Everything seems fine. The next day, he even recommends a movie from a character that was in that movie. And you can't find it on your streaming services. So not only does he send you the streaming service that you can find it on, but he sends you the money to rent the movie as well. And so you're like, oh, okay, I'll watch it. And then you wake up Monday morning like, oh, I can't wait to go to lunch and possibly talk about this movie with him. 30 minutes into your shift, you're like, he's not here. So I text him and I was like, hey, you're not here. I fell asleep during that movie, but I'll watch the rest of it during lunch. Another 30 minutes goes by and you can hear over the radios, everyone's looking for said coworker. Where's said coworker? Have you seen said coworker? Has anybody heard from said coworker? You go look at your phone, your message ain't going through. But not only did you get blocked, everybody in the entire office got blocked. I have never in my life been ghosted so hard before. Part 2. This all happened on a Monday. Today is Tuesday. So when I got done with the end of my shift Monday night, I got home and I noticed that my messages were delivered. They went through, but he didn't say anything to me. So I kind of like let it be or whatever. And then I really honestly started getting scared. Like reading all the comments, I was like, you know what if something did happen to him? Because that is sus. No one just no calls, no shows, and then blocks the entire office. Like, we're not a little office. This is like 20 plus people that are getting blocked. Everyone's worried. So I texted him and was like, are you okay at least? Like, say something. And he was like, yes, of course, I'm fine. He didn't tell me why he quit. He confirmed that I wasn't the reason he quit, but he also confirmed that with him no longer being there, there is no personal rule of his that he cannot date coworkers. And now there will be no reason why he can't let me in. And all of you little brats on my comments saying that I was the reason, I want to tell you, if that man wanted to be with you, he would. Would your man quit a whole job for you so he could give you a chance?